Now we're going to turn to product liability, which is really a form of tort liability. So we're going to talk more about torts in the next module, but I just want to touch on products liability, which is really the general term used to describe the liability imposed on sellers to compensate people who've been injured as a result of a defective product. And a product can be defective either because it is there's a manufacturing defect, or because there was a defect in the design, or because there was an inadequate warning provided with the product. And in all of those cases, we have what's known as product liability. And as we will discuss, most product liability is based on a theory of strict liability, which means that if you have created an unreasonably dangerous product and the defect is either in your design or in your manufacturing or in your failure to warn, you will be liable even in the absence of a showing of negligence. And that's primarily because as a commercial supplier, you were held to the standard of making sure you created a reasonable product, and if you didn't do it, you've breached that. In addition, you could potentially get products liability based on an intentional tort theory if you can show that the defendant intended the product to cause harm. That's not that likely. Usually commercial suppliers aren't intending to harm their customers, but I suppose it could happen. You could also have liability based on negligence if you can show that what the manufacturer did was below the standard of care that they should have shown. So for example, if they did not follow safety requirements that were imposed by the government in their manufacture, that would be really per se negligence. So you could do that. But in the absence of negligence, you can also have, as I said, a strict liability theory. We'll talk more about that when we get to torts in the next module.